Joined by Republic of Ireland men's under-17s and men's under-18s head coach Colin O'Brien. Before we touch on the 18s, Colin, we'll look at the under-17s. How do you assess 2021 from your point of view?
Well, I suppose the real positive is that we've qualified for the elite phase in spring of 2022. That was a key objective for us. And like all the other nations, this year was particularly different and challenging due to all the countries missing a full year of under-16. So the starting point was a little bit different, and we just had to adapt with that. And I think we did it pretty well. And we had some, we had our plan in place for home-based assessments and training days to assess as many players as we could. And also, what was a huge plus to us was the underage national league as it ran through the summer. That was a massive benefit to us for with regards to player identification, which really helped us to go into our first double header in September against Mexico, which was a real high-level game, or game, should I say. We learned a lot there, and it definitely helped us for our qualifiers that we had in Cork in October. And as I said, to get out of the group, to top the group, and to get into the elite phase was a great achievement by everybody involved.
Were you impressed by the fact that it was such a great fixture to have, Mexico in Ireland? Very rare that we get to play Mexico, but we played them in Ireland, in Cork, great turnout from the fans, and then they were able to go and get a brilliant result against them. Did that kind of set it up for the October qualifiers? To
get a team of Mexico's calibre, the last time their under-17s were involved, they were in the World Cup in 2019s. They actually finished third, so you're dealing with real high level, and that's what we got. So the players were tested in every function of the game, both individually, collectively. It was excellent for the players to be involved in that game. Every player got an opportunity over the two games. So from a staff objective, we used it to make sure every player started and we could see the players in action against high-level opposition before we made some decisions. So look, Grant, we won the first game. We lost the second game to them, but overall, both those games, we got an awful lot of learnings from it. And I felt it was a really good preparation game before the qualifiers, and we definitely think it helped us, yes.
3 great results out, at Turner's Cross. Not just the wins, but also the character of the team to come back from 2 goals down against Poland. I would say that was the kind of performances that really united the group.
It's the first age group. I always say that they go into European competitions, so everything really counts from now, and it's a huge stage of their development because it's so different to club football. It's tournament football. You've the 3 games in a week. Everything counts from regarding goals, for, against, even down to your discipline with yellow cards or red cards, how an effect that could come on at the end of the tournament if everybody finishes on certain, we'll say, points. So there was a huge education for them around how tournament football works, how competition football works. So to have it at home, we felt that was a benefit to us. Turner's Cross, it's been good to us. Really good stadium, and at the time, there was a number of supporters allowed in. I think we had over 1,000 supporters for one of the games, which was great as well for the education of the players. And look, just 3 different games. The opener against Andorra. They're a pot 4 team, but will always be tricky opponents. But we got the first goal, and we then dominated the second half. And then North Macedonia, different type of game, very physical, very direct. But we managed to get the result in that game as well. And then Poland, a completely different set of circumstances, where I felt we started the game pretty well, and we found ourselves 2 goals down within 20 minutes of the first half. And to come back and to score 2 goals showed that there was substance within the group, which was a real positive for us as well for finishing the competition.
What are your hopes and your goals for 2022?
Our main goal is to be really competitive in this elite phase. Again, it's a complete different challenge to us with regards to we'll say this, the timing of the competition versus our own national league. That's something, you know, we have to factor in. It's what we're actually working at presently on, as a lot of the squad are off season. But you know, we've got our plan in place. We've been proactive around trying to get training camps during the Christmas period. Then we'll have a double header, we'll say, in February, which we're in the process of organising, and that'll be our prep. Then we'll be ready to go for the end of March. And on top of that, I know that whole communication again with our National League clubs. You know, the clubs are doing really excellent work with regards to the players now, with regards to off season. And you know, there probably isn't any off season anymore, but they do have a program. It is monitored through the clubs, and it's definitely not as long as an off season as it has been. So that's definitely a help for us. And yeah, it'll definitely be a different challenge. But we're planning as we speak for it, and we have total focus now for that phase.
6 games this year for the 18s. How would you weigh up how the year's been for you from the 18s point of view?
Yeah, again, it's been very proactive. I suppose again the challenge coming into it was the 2004s, who would be the up to the age group, we'll say, for under 18s, would have missed the total, you know, of over a year and a half of international football. So it was really reassessing, examining where all those players were at once we got going in June. And, you know, along with my staff, one of the key areas we tried to look at before the end of this year was to try and get 2, if not 3 events for the players to really assess them in the international environment, and to look at certain players as well. So we got that. We were really pleased with our games program. You know, we had an event in August in late August out in Hungary, which was a great opening double header for us. And then we had Sweden in November, and we were out in Malta in December. So it was a great opportunity for us. You know, we had, you know, many changes in each squad. So we've looked over. I think we've, you know, that age group now that have played over those 3 tournaments or 3 events. You know, I think over 32 players have been capped. And as you said there, yes, a number of 17s we've looked at as well to see how they'd how they'd handle that, playing a year up and expose them to it. And that's been a benefit as well. But right now we're really pleased with the fact that we got those 3 events in, and we feel we have a real good idea now of where the 2004s are at regarding our whole player identification process.
Next year, the 18s is going to be competitive, isn't it? So it's important, and it just shows you how early the work you've been putting in now, rather than it's going straight into the year and we go straight into competitive action. This is preparation which has been long down the line.
That was UEFA's plan. They outlined it a couple of years ago that the under 18s will go competitive as well, with regards to basically like a Nations League style competition. It was due to start the year before last. Unfortunately, with the pandemic, it was cancelled, and this year they pushed it back, stating that they'd be looking to get it up and running in the 2022-23 season. So that was UEFA's plan, and my own personal view is that I think it's a must for that age group, because you know you go from under 17s competition football, and you know, for me, the chain needs to be continued. It's a real key age group as well for the players. So you know, it's a welcome move in my view. It'll be the 2005 age group that will, you know, officially go to under 18s when their season is complete. So that age group, yeah, we've a really good handle on a lot of the players that are playing here in Ireland. Like a lot of the managers, we get lots of information on players that can qualify to play for us, and it's something we always have to examine, be diligent about, and you know, that's something that comes into our planning process now from here on as well, because players have to understand, to play for an international team at any age group, it's an absolute privilege. There's no guarantee you'll be in any squads, and you've got to perform, and the work you got to do at your club is at it's got to be at a high level for all those players. And you're continuously being competitive now with other players their age group, but in their positions, and that's healthy. It's something we try and encourage within the environment in a proper way. And we're always looking at players that we feel could come in and enhance the international age group.